Preparing to live stream the meeting. As soon as this is on, I will go back because we're gonna have to turn the sound off anyway.
We are live.
We're live. Just make sure the sound is okay. Preparing to live stream the meeting. As soon as this is on, I will go back. Here we go. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 18 of Double Defense. We are an all-female New York Rangers hockey podcast made up of two New York Rangers fans who happen to live in Southern California and also happen to be together today in Santa Barbara, California, because it is one of our birthdays. We'll leave it to guess which one, as well as our fabulous co-host Sarah, who is based in Calgary and is a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, which we can get into later on today.
Well, jealous. You look so refreshed.
Sarah does look refreshed.
Thank you. It's just, I think, the lighting, because I have a great ring light, and perhaps the products I may have applied to my face this morning. It really
also might be the lack
mirrors.
of 17 tequilas.
There is whiskey here. I'm just saying.
Ooh.
With a splash of coffee, it's really, that's how it is.
And I'll have you know, we traveled up here with a complete bloody Caesar, you're not supposed to say bloody Caesar, but a complete Caesar kit in my bag. So
Amazing.
As soon as this is done and Christine is able to take a nap, we will start breaking those out.
And, rejuvenating for this evening, I'm sure.
I like that word. I like that word.
That's what we need. Rejuvenation.
When we're together and we need to rejuvenate, we all have some tricks, I'm sure, and we'll just pile them together and make it work.
I do want to mention, I think this one actually does work. So you take a shower and you alternate between really hot and really, really cold. And then you keep going back and forth until you absolutely can't stand it anymore. And it gets rid of the hangover.
And the cold's good for your skin. Christine taught me that.
Yeah.
I've already taken 2 showers. I think I need.
Okay, maybe she needs a third.
I think I need more and a nap.
And a nap.
Good.
But in the meantime, we are recording this on Saturday, February 25th. The Rangers are about to take on the Capitals, which will happen in about 20 minutes. So we're excited for that game. We have been in a little bit of a slump this week, unfortunately. What do you think's going on?
I think they're losing. And honestly, but
Is that what our slump is?
But I think it's okay. I'm like, everyone's bringing out the pitchforks, and so we saw earlier this week with Igor kind of losing, and he's extra super hard on himself for like letting some goals in, and there's constant talk about him kind of not being himself since the All-Star break. He's declining interviews. I mean, again, he takes it really hard on himself. And then Halak is now put in, and he's, he had his first 2 losses, and actually, what we saw his first regulation loss. So I think they have to win, only because I think everyone's ready to kind of, light stakes on fire. Burn down a town, like with the way everyone makes it sound. I think it's fine. Again, I think there's more rumors swirling too that are kind of creating some stress and havoc, in the locker room. So let's see what happens today.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I feel like there's been so many rumors. I mean, obviously last week or the week before with the Tarasenko and Mikula trade, that was great. It gave them some renewed energy. But this week, all we've been hearing back and forth is this maybe question of Kane, will he or will he not become a New York Ranger?
I think it's more when.
Yeah.
If you believe the rumors on Twitter, then this is a done deal, because that is all Twitter is talking about. But maybe it is leading to a little bit of just unsteadiness on the bench. Decision was placed on, but did they place him on waivers, or they just didn't have him?
Yeah,
they just didn't have him
they
play.
just stopped playing him. But him and Kravtsov are out for what they called it, roster management.
Yeah. Interesting phrasing.
Yeah. So I haven't seen the lineup or what they're saying today, so we'll check that out in a bit and see what's going and who's going to be playing today. And we'll just kind of see how that goes. I mean, Caps are kind of not having a good time either, so they've had a little bit of disruption in their thing too, with Ovechkin being out and out of the country, and now he's back, so it'll be good. And the other thing too is isn't it the rumors now is that the next like outdoor series, like the stadium series, is going to be the Rangers and the Caps, like they're looking at that for next year.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
they're looking at that for next year, but don't forget, before then, we have the animated
Well,
the
yeah.
animated Rangers
That's
Capitals
cool.
game coming up on
Oh, yeah,
March,
that's-
March 14th, which we cannot forget about. This will be a little, definitely an interesting rivalry game. And hopefully we come out on top. I think you're right. Like they are slumping by the fact that they are losing games. I think it was sort of bound to happen. The Rangers just went on, a pretty unbelievable win streak. I think that they won some games that they probably, not that they didn't deserve to win those games, but they were able to outscore their own mistakes, which I don't think was happening in the previous games this week. I saw a lot of sloppy defense. I mean, the Rangers have some great moments, but a lot of sloppy defense, leaving my man Halak out to dry, which was kind of unfortunate. I was going to leave him out to dry with those blue eyes.
I agree. And it's funny because like on Thursday that they were taking good shots. Oh, you guys timed that perfectly.
We're all
We have a good rhythm.
I might still be a little drunk here. Some people were commenting like, you got to shoot and score. I'm like, they were shooting. We had a plenty of shots. They were good shots. I think again, we're getting into that thing of like, people are playing really good against us. And I had to listen to the Red Wings feed where I think those guys were just drunk. And
announcers.
Yeah, they're gold.
We're seeing some consistency there with the announcers.
And it was like, some of these people who've had like scoring slumps themselves are now scoring against us. So that doesn't help anything.
No, but one of the interesting things, and I think we can look at the last couple of games that the Rangers played, were against teams that really needed to win for various reasons, because of like Winnipeg in the West is still fighting for their positioning. Even Detroit, they're just out of the wild card, but that wild card in the East goes back and forth on a daily basis. At the time of this recording, it is the Islanders and the Buffalo Sabres have weaseled their way into the wild card spot. But they're currently, so the Islanders are at 67 points.
How far the Caps went down to.
Yeah, but everybody's so close. So the Islanders are at 67, Buffalo at 64, Detroit and Florida also at 64, and then Pittsburgh at 63, and the Capitals at 62. So everybody is going to start playing as hard as they absolutely can. So this is when the Rangers need to pick up their game, and whatever is going on in the locker room, whether it's about Kane or not, Trouba needs a good helmet throw, and we need to get back on track.
There's two things. One, we're going to see that, I mean, the trade deadline's this week, so everything's going to be over and done with, in just a few days. The other thing is, Liz, last week you kind of put up some stats, and I think you need to take it back.
Which stats were those?
You said with the points we have, we don't need to win.
We just need to not, I specified,
to not lose.
We just need to not
and
lose.
Then I was texting you after these losses. I'm like, you better stand up, spin around 3 times and say, we need to win, we need to win, we need to win.
Yeah, this is.
I don't want to blame it on like the fact that
the Rangers don't make it easy though. And I think that is one of the fun things about this team. Like
I like it. I mean, the fact
just
is
enough torture.
Now they're like, trade our goalies. Let's go find someone in the stands and let's change. Like, no, just everybody needs to just chill. It's fine. If we were in a different position, like the Caps or the Penguins, that's a whole another conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody, we did get a break. Other people are losing too. I get more frustrated when other people lose and we don't capitalize on it but that's not how they play. They're going to go out and they're going to have a good night. They're going to have a bad night. Everything is a moving part. Another thing too, that's come up this week too, is so many people continue to compare, especially with Shesterkin, they compare him to last year. And I'm constantly kind of arguing with that, where it's a moving piece. You don't have the same scenario that he had last year to have his, that percentage he had. And even he was talking about that. He's like, I can't compare last year because it's not the same thing, and so people need to stop doing that because it's stupid. And if you're doing it and you're listening, it's stupid. Stop. Because
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. So and it's just move forward. Again, I'm proud of my team, our team, because they don't make any excuses for anything. They know where their weaknesses are. They just have a bad game. So that's what I've been, I know Forever Blue Shirts, I know that they usually put out really good articles, but it's like, look, what do you think about the loss? It was a loss. Move on. We have another game today.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a different game. I think we're going to take this game.
Exactly.
Not
And then
so worried about
it'll be interesting as we start getting closer to
Beat the Caps. I hate the Caps.
rivalry week, which is the term that they're giving the week that we are all in New York is
They're all
rivalry week,
rivalry.
because it's 3 games against the 3 games against the Penguins and 1 against the Capitals, all within the span of a few days. So that will be fun. And I think it will.
I hate the Capitals. So they have to win today.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not a fan either.
it's a team I hate the most.
So okay, so we're gonna manifest. We're gonna manifest some positivity. We're, instead of manifesting no losses, we are going to manifest wins. And speaking of manifesting, I think there was something that Sarah is trying to manifest as well in the NHL.
There is. I'm going to pivot back just a tiny bit before I jump to that. But yes, thank you for that segue. Pittsburgh is outside of the playoff spots. We just highlighted that. Their performances in the last week have been terrible. I think the worst was against Edmonton, 7-2 loss. Just defense did not show up at all. Seeing the highlights from the other games, it wasn't as clear cut, but as we have said multiple times in the podcast, goalies do not win games, they save them. Jari just hung out to dry, honestly, with Edmonton, and then DeSmith came in the third period and same thing. Like, they both stood on their head. I think they both did the best that they could. It was not them. It was not the goalie performance. Defense just, what's going on? Just skating in all directions. They're not focused. They're not, Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, your favorite Edmonton player, just all over them. And they look great. Edmonton looks amazing.
Edmonton did look really good.
They look so good. And, I've commented many times how I think Pittsburgh looks tired. They do. But I'm starting to see some other things. I was watching some interviews with Sid this morning. He also looks frustrated and tired, but it's not just that. It's not what's on the ice. I think it's what's happening off the ice. I think they're calling for the GM to be fired, Ron Hextall, which I did some digging this morning. He was not loved as a player either. He got booed a lot. I think there's something to that. I don't think it's coaching. Mike Sullivan's been there for a long time, since the 2015-2016 season. That's a good length of time given the coaching scenario in the league right now. He's done well with them. I don't think it's him. I definitely think it's upper management. I'd like to manifest, if we're going to get rid of a GM, let's bring in someone who's beloved in the league, who needs a job. Who did we see get fired? Bruce Boudreau, lovely man, great reputation. Players love him, whether they've played for him or just worked with him in the past or by association through the league. Funny enough, Jim Rutherford was in an upper management position with Pittsburgh last year, got kicked out for wanting to trade Malcolm. That was not well received. And off to Vancouver he went, where Bruce Boudreau was already there. There's no love lost between them. We all know he got rid of Boudreau earlier this season. And Boudreau's sitting on the bench waiting for his next move. Let's bring him back. He's loved. He'd be a great addition. And I just think it'd be funny. Pass me the popcorn. I want to watch all of that unfold. I think it'd be so funny.
Do you think it would change the culture from the top down a little bit?
I do. And Pittsburgh as an organization has a great culture, a great culture reputation anyway. So perhaps that odd piece is the GM, Ron Hextall. Lemieux's been known to save that organization time and time again. If they miss the playoffs this year, it'll be their first time in 17 years. That's huge. They've had a 16-year running streak, which is great. Not many teams can say that. So I definitely don't think it's a culture top down. I think it's probably one person.
Interesting. Well, time will tell, but we will certainly keep an eye on that.
Yeah. I'm excited.
So and I'll kind of add another a final thing too here. So this week marked the anniversary of Miracle on Ice. So I had put that out there. It was on Wednesday. Where were you? I love that some of the answers were people didn't exist. like this one.
I'll say I did not exist yet. I'm pretty sure you didn't exist yet either, Sarah.
No.
Yeah. So I did. So it was a cute thing. So, I was putting out where were you? Do you remember where you were? And I actually don't remember where it was for the final game. It was that early morning, rushing game, which I definitely remember. And so, but since you guys were born then, do you guys have a favorite memory? Because I'm sure you watched Miracle, and have you seen Miracle the movie?
No, it's Disney, and it's Kurt Russell, isn't it? They didn't release
Great movie. It's a
yeah, they
great
didn't.
movie.
Well, I worked at Disney at the time when it came out in the theatrical department, and they didn't release it in Canada because they thought nobody would watch it, which I think is hilarious. Because they would.
Wow.
No, so I need to watch that. But it looked great.
It's a great movie.
It's still-
just like an idea, like of really how things were. It was good, and there's an emotion to that movie too, because Herb Brooks died right before it even came out, so he never even saw the final product of it. So
it's a series that my dad still talks about. So it's there's the longevity there. There's obviously some emotions, I guess, associated with it. It's in a lot of people's minds. It does come up a lot. I'll have to watch it. I'll put it on my list maybe tonight.
The other thing I wanted, so speaking of polls, Sarah posted a poll the other day asking our followers what cities need an NHL team. And I just wanted to share some of the responses. We have either Baltimore or Billings. Interesting. I feel like the DC Baltimore area probably could use another team. I'm guessing there's enough of a fan base there. I like this answer from Foxy Clean, Portland. I think Portland would be a great hockey city. I think it would be fun to get up there. I think that would. I wonder if the NHL is considered Portland.
I bet they have. They have a great beer and wine industry in Portland. I hear lots about it. I really want to go check out their beer festival. What a great spot in between Seattle and say somewhere like LA or Vegas. Like there's some opportunity there. The Billings comment really excited me because I also think Billings from a standpoint of people moving there, people visiting there for they want to see the Yellowstone set or the park. There's a lot of filming happening there. There's a lot of money there with the ranchers. A lot of people from Calgary or Alberta go down to Billings a lot. So I think there's opportunity there for a team. There's a lot of money there. I was looking at the map, Salt Lake City, but I don't think it has the population or interest to sustain it, but just in January when everyone's there for the film festival. But it's an untapped market. Cleveland was another one too that I thought was untapped. I saw Cincinnati in there too.
Yeah, the other one that I've always thought, but I realized that there are a lot of logistical reasons that there can't be is Anchorage. I think Anchorage would be such a cool city for. I mean, there's obviously a hockey culture, but yeah,
why not Hawaii?
Yeah,
put the Winter or Heritage Classic up there. Maybe make it an annual event that two teams have to go every year or whatever. Just like football. Football plays in London every year. Just go to Anchorage.
Yeah, they're going to Australia next year. So just a couple of others. There's Kansas City. Somebody said Russian Rob said every state should have their own NHL team, but that's just my opinion. I like that. Jay said I can't think of any American cities with two smiley faces. Jay Flats said Hartford. I think everyone in Hartford would agree. I think there's
bring it back.
Yes.
Oh man, I have never seen a defunct team sell more merch than the Hartford Whalers.
My dad has a ton of it.
Yeah, they were a really exceptional team, really fun, great location. I definitely agree with that. And then we did have somebody say the New York Rangers. So
I saw that and I was like, what? When I was just doing a general search of just general commentary on another team, Halifax came up, but I truly just don't think the population is there consistently enough to support it. Quebec City wasn't listed there. They are pivoting for another professional sports team of any kind. And they have been for quite a while. I don't think it's staying hockey, but
I think I read somewhere that if the NHL, if and when they do expand, it's Quebec City that would be the next one on the radar.
Yeah, they've been wanting something. I think they're trying, every year they host a baseball game. I think it's always the Jays, but it could be the Yankees as well. I don't know. But there's definitely the need for something else there, and hockey seems like a no-brainer. I've seen a Nordique skier everywhere, whether I'm traveling, whether I'm here, Toronto, it's everywhere.
There's always one person at every game who
Yes.
turns up with a Nordique jersey. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all bringing it back.
Well, on that note, I think we're a couple of minutes away from puck drop. So thank you, ladies. And a nap for Christine drop. Thank you, everyone. Please reach out to us on social media. We love hearing from you guys. Thank you for coming along on this journey with us. Go Rangers, go Penguins.
Let's go Rangers. Beat the Caps.
Penguins, I hope you win today against St. Louis, but my expectations are pretty low.
No one's going to win.